Counterpoint. Can be. Yes. Counterpoint. Yeah.
Time out. Counterpoint. Counterpoint.
Changed by such.
I said in the piece I did not think that was going to happen.
In that case, then go.
Clinton Jaws, please like this video. It's the only thing I care about. I want your likes. Bill Maher, he's going to have one of the biggest weekends of his career. I just did a video. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Bill talks about his dinner date with Trump, and it's one of the best episodes I've ever seen Bill do. But there's more that happened on that episode last night. They have a twerp on. He's a liberal. He's a Democrat, whatever you want to call him. A woke Democrat, a bit of a dick. And Piers and Bill rip him a new one, and it's priceless. I think Bill really made a mistake by having this liberal on the panel because it was Bill's big moment. He was proud. He was proud to have met Trump. However you want to put it, he was proud. And he was proud to share the moment with him. And then this goofball comes on and tries to kill the vibe. And did you know now? Do you know what the liberals are saying about this now? What they're saying about the dinner date that Bill had with Trump? Trump sucked Bill into his trap. That's what the liberals are saying. They tricked him. Bill got tricked by Trump. They want us to believe that now Trump, he's a magician. I've never heard Bill yell before.
It's the most extraordinary group of people ever assembled at the White House. But the way you told that, especially the bit about all the abuse he gave you and then he signed the chit, because the last time I interviewed him, he ended up issuing 4 statements about me of increasing ferocity. And the last one said, Piers Morgan's so dead he's now catching flies. And then about 3 or 4 months later, the phone went over, Piers, it's Donald, are we good? And I realised that exactly as you found, that you don't take any of this stuff, the front man stuff, the theatre, the president, the persona he puts on it, that is not the real Donald Trump. And I think you saw the real Donald Trump. I just
wanted to report exactly what I saw. I did it to the best of my abilities.
Counterpoint.
As I can be. Yes.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Time out. Counterpoint. Counterpoint. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Counterpoint.
As I can be. Yes.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
You know, Bill, I think you're right in saying that people have made too much of this, okay? It's not the Alta Summit. You're not Churchill. Kid Rock is not Stalin. Trump sure as shit is an FDR, okay? So, yes, I believe too much has been made about this, but I think you've fallen into the trap. I think that I represent 99% of the internet when I say this, is that you've played the game of proximity is principle. And what people are worried about is not your motivation. We believe you. We love you, Bill. Everybody loves Bill, right?
That's what you say when you try to win an argument. Right, guys? Be on my side. Everybody loves him. Yeah, so you're not going to mind what I'm about to say.
So,
Bill's like...
I'm not questioning your motivation. I'm questioning Trump's, okay? And if we can say that you went there in good faith, but maybe, just maybe, he wasn't there in good faith. I mean, you sold him on the Iran deal and he took it in. I mean, give me a break, okay?
Give me a break, Bill.
The idea here is that your motivation is sound, but what's the impact? And I think a lot of people out there, fans of yours, people who love you, people who are fans of you, like me, I've been fans of you.
You don't have to patronize me, dude. I don't know you. I never met you.
I'm just saying that this comes from a place of love.
Not everybody has to like it.
All I'm
That's
saying
what we said. There are people who didn't want it to happen at all. You sound like one of them. It's okay.
No.
But did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Like, what is the alternative to not talking? Just sit at your lunch table and don't talk to anybody?
I talked to him. I've interviewed Trump. Here's the interview.
That's just not an interview. This was not an interview.
I agree with the principle of engagement. I'm just saying, from his perspective, you have to understand that people out there know, all Americans know, that for him this was a PR stunt, and in his view, you were a proximate PR stunt. Okay.
Yeah, you see, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
That doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing to do. It just
But if you go on social media for 5 minutes now, you just have these tribal fury raging all day long. Everyone's got to be implacably there, implacably here. And actually, most Americans and most Brits, they're not like that. So there's this screaming going on between these tribes, and actually walking across across that line, sitting down, having dinner, having a laugh, having a chat. And then the idea that Bill Maher is now going to stop criticizing Donald Trump.
I didn't do it with
him. It's preposterous.
I didn't do it before. I didn't do it in the monologue. I didn't do it with Steve Bannon. And the fact that you began your little rant with the internet, that tells me everything. You take your cues from the internet. Good luck.
No. Listen.
The internet is a cesspool that just wants to fight. And it's okay.
I support what you're trying to do. I'm just saying the expectation that Donald Trump is going to be changed by such
I said in the piece I did not think that was going to happen.
In that case, then go with
I love the people on either side who ignore the parts they don't like and then just... And I just did it. It wasn't like it was 3 weeks ago. I mean, watch it again. Maybe you'll find something new in it.
It's not a judgment.
Although, Bill,
it's a little bit of
I don't know what the hell you said to him over dinner, but all hell broke loose within about 3 days of that dinner.
Now it's Morgan's turn to rip this twat apart. I had a bit of a scare a couple months back. My son came up from the dungeon of his bedroom. Dad, I just found your information on the dark web. And I'm like, what are you doing on the dark web? And what information did you find? While you're watching me speak to you, your information could be floating around on the dark web and you don't even know about it because there's nobody telling you about it. My son's not going to tell you about it. So I started looking into this. We all use 3 major banks. And guess what? They all reported recent breaches. Your bank could be compromised and you might not even know until next year. The truth is, the average company takes 277 days to report a breach. Yeah, that's 9 months. Where your personal info could be exposed without you even knowing. I can't always rely on my son to alert me. This is why I use today's sponsor, Aura. Instead of giving bad guys a head start with my data, Aura alerts me immediately if my phone number, email, or social security number shows up on the dark web. They monitor my account 24/7 and tell me if there's any suspicious activity. What really makes my mind happy is their $5 million identity theft insurance. If the worst should happen, I'm covered. As a police officer, I seen the aftermath, what people went through with identity theft. And I'm not taking that risk. Sometimes it takes months, most likely longer, to build your credit back up. This is why Aura is perfect. It combines everything that you need into one app for online security. From identity monitoring to financial fraud protection, but they don't stop there. A VPN is included. A VPN with over 100 virtual locations worldwide. Aura also gives you a secure password manager, antivirus software, and tech that blocks malicious sites. They even proactively opt you out of data broker lists, stopping shady companies from selling your personal info for profit. Here's the truth, I've been doing it wrong for years. I would take a VPN service from here, antivirus software from another company. Aura gives you everything you need to stay protected in one place. And right now, you can try it for free for 14 days. Go to aura.com/ClintonJaws. That gives you enough time to find out if your data is already exposed. Don't wait for my son to alert you or some company to notify you months later. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to aura.com/ClintonJaws and get your free trial today.
Can I have a timeout?
And that was a failing of Western governments. But Trump's solution, while identifying the problem correctly, is to slash benefits for the poor and give a tax cut to the rich. Okay? So how does that fix that problem? It's a classic example of telling people that he hears their pain and then instituting a solution that is liable to make it worse.
So I would say that the establishment stewards of the U.S. economy going back 50, 60, 70 years, have led America to, notwithstanding your completely accurate assessment of those particular issues, but let's not forget that America has $37 trillion in debt. As Elon Musk keeps warning, America could go bust if it's not careful.
Good.
So this idea that all the experts who've presided over the economy for decades really know what they're talking about, I think is for the birds.
That's a straw man. That's a straw man.
Well, maybe. I'm happy to be a straw man, but the $37 trillion says it's not a straw man.
Well, here's the thing that you don't understand. Why President Trump doesn't understand.
Please educate me.
The trade deficit and the budget deficit. I will. It's a very simple. I'm a failed economics student, so bear with me. But the trade deficit and the budget deficit.
And talk show guest. Just a joke.
My last appearance on Real Time.
Just a joke.
The trade deficit and the budget deficit are two different things. They're two different things. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
So trying to manipulate the trade deficit by having us buy bananas from, import the production of bananas is bonkers.
Beliefs.
Well, you can.
That's free speech.
It's more complicated. It's more complicated because it is because he's not a U.S. citizen. He's on a green. Well, hang on. Let me just give my view, and you can.
The First Amendment applies to everyone.
You can educate me when I finish.
I will.
So
No, but he's already, I think, and Scott Bessent, the Secretary of Treasury, I think, is working on this, not to extend it to the upper bracket or make a new bracket at $1
million. And you think
$1 million.
Congress is going to pass that, knowing who they get their money from?
They do whatever he tells them to do.
If President Trump comes in and says to do it, he'll
Okay, so the Steve Bannon plan is that Republicans are going to abandon the donor class, and then what's going to happen in 2020?
Where else are they going to go? We got total leverage over them. Where else are they going to go?
Well, there's another election coming up.
They're going in the midterms and the thing, but where else are they going to go? If you don't restore the economic viability of the working class and the middle class, and you have to do that by sealing the border, right, so it's not flooded with illegal alien labor. Number two is the tariffs to bring manufacturing jobs back. And the third is that working class and middle class people need a tax cut. They need no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and most importantly, no tax on Social Security. We're put on the China.
Hey, how about that dire wolf? We brought back the dire wolf. They brought back a species called the dire wolf that was extinct. Using DNA they had in a fossil.
What could go wrong?
I mean, it's just.
Listen to this.
I don't know. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, they're going to do the woolly mammoth next. I think they made a movie about this.
Don't knock it until in 100 years they bring back Bill Maher from a fossil. Look how great that would be.
They made a movie once about bringing back extinct species and the risk of it. It was called Jurassic Park. Maybe you've all seen it. I know, but
so
maybe we shouldn't screw with science that much. You know?
But it's not a dinosaur. It's a wolf.
Yeah, but
we know what it looked like. Yeah. And Bobby Kennedy says it tastes like chicken.
Love it. When you're in the middle and when you're on the right and you're sitting with somebody that's on the left, the person on the left never stands a chance. Your argument always gets killed.
What's that?